Okay, let's make this super simple tote. It's like a market tote again. I love market totes, and this is gonna be a super cute one because it's super easy. One piece of fabric, no lining, and we are gonna have a strap. I have two pieces of webbing, and this is a very soft, thin webbing. I upcycle it now that I remember because I had bought a yoga mat and it came with this strap, and I went ahead and cut it, and I'm using it like that. So this is a little upcycle webbing. This is outdoor fabric that I'm using. This fabric is beautiful. I absolutely love it. It's very soft, but it's outdoor fabric. It's kind of like for cushions outside. And then I have my tag. I bought the fabric. Let me think very quick. This one I bought in Michael's. Okay, this one was in Michael's that I got, and I got my tag. I made my own tag. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the fabric. I will be putting all the measurements on the description, but just to give you an idea very quick, this is 16 inches in width and 17 inches in length, but it is cut on fold. So you have the two pieces as one piece together, so you can see it's on fold, and it creates a long piece, but I want to cut it on fold, and I did my measurements on fold. I also have my tag, and this is a 2x2, and I also have my strap inches in 25 inches in length, and is 1 inch width. So 25 inches in length and 1 inch in width. I am gonna use a Gutterman thread for this, a little bit of a pink color, just to give it a little twist. And that's all you need for this fabric. So join me on this video. After I put this video, I am gonna put an additional video that is gonna cover a little bag. I'll show you now. So I have a little bag that matches the bag, and this is more like for your makeup and stuff like that you can use inside. I do have a little lining that is pink on this, and I love it. So I'm gonna be posting both videos separately, but it's to create a nice set that you can use together, just to make the video not too long. I decided to separate it into videos. So just so you know, that's gonna be the next when I finish doing this. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we are gonna do, I'm gonna put this to the side, and I'm gonna give my fabric a very quick press. Okay, just a very quick press, just to kind of get it where I want. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn it over, like open it, put in the inside looking up, and I'm gonna go ahead and do 1 inch at the top. So let me get my ruler so I can have that correct. And I'm gonna fold 1 inch and a quarter. Okay, so 1 inch and a quarter I am gonna fold over. Okay, and after I mark it first, because it's outdoor fabric, when you press it like that, it kind of stays, which is really nice. At least this one does. And then I can go ahead and press it and keep it in that place. Why did I did that extra 1/4 of an inch? Is because so I have my 1 inch and a quarter. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take that little tiny rim, and I'm gonna fold it in. Okay, give me 1 second. So I am folding that little 1/2 inch, a 1/4 of an inch, sorry, the little 1/4 of an inch in, because I'm gonna create a tiny little border there. Okay, so I'm gonna go nice and easy, no rush. because it's such a little border, I'm going to go ahead and use pins to secure it in place. But I'm going to make sure it's ironed really good, so it can flatten really nicely and it just sews like butter. Okay, there we go. To color like that, right? So let me go get some pins so I can secure it in place very quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put them down. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. You can just secure it by bringing it sideways, your pin. Just make sure it kind of keeps it aligned. There we go. So I am going to be adding the straps and my tag, but first I'm going to create this edge. I'm not going to sew the edge yet. I'm just going to preparing the edge. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and do my 1.5 inch over, and not 1.5, 1.25 over. There we go. And again, I love how this fabric just folds so nicely when you do this. And I am going to go ahead and take the rim and bring it in very quick and press. And I'll secure right after, okay? Because I want to make sure it's nicely pressed first. Wash your fingers. There we go. Start holding it together. Okay. That is so hot. Okay. And as you see, we're sewing at a very, very, we're sewing very close to that corner. Okay. Okay, that's that, and I finish here. So what I love from this bag is that once we get these edges done, the bag is pretty much done. We just have to do the sides and that's it. Okay, so we did that. The next thing we are gonna do is that we are gonna go ahead and place the tag. So let's go ahead And I'm going to fold my tag in half because that's the ones that I do. I'm going to go ahead and take this piece of fabric and I'm going to fold it in half. Okay. And I have determined that my center point is that. I'm going to just put the press just right there very quick, just to create. That got in my way, so I'm going to take that pin out for a second and do it again so it can be much better. Okay, and I'm just going to press that, there you go, and open, and that gave me a nice center piece. So I'm going to go ahead and put my tag in that spot right in the center, and I'm going to go ahead and put a pin to it. Just to secure it in place. Make sure it's not crooked. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my straps and I'm going to measure 1 inch. Okay, so just about that much, and I'm from the corner to the center. I am going to measure 4 inches, and at the 4-inch mark I'm going to squeeze that little piece in. So I'm going to take that pin out for a second. I'm going to go ahead and re-measure that 4 inches from the edge, and there's my 4 inches. So let's just squeeze that all the way to the top, and that would be 1 inch. And I'm going to take that pin back and put it in there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lift it up, and I'm going to do an extra pin there because we are going to do a top stitch, but I just want to secure it for now. With that being said, I take my strap and I make sure the strap stays aligned so it looks very nice. Okay, following the same pattern like there, see? Okay, and I'm going to measure 4 inches from this corner over, and that'll be right there. So let me bring the ruler behind to do it better. Okay, can you see it? Good. So I'm going to do my 4 inches there. Let me look at this again just to make sure I don't mess it up. So I want to keep that same pattern, 4 inches, and just at the 4-inch mark I squeeze it in. So let me take that one out, bring that piece all the way through, secure my piece, bring it up and secure it up top. Okay, but surely I'm going to be sewing in this direction when I come with the machine, so I'm going to do that. And I just realized that, so I am going to go ahead and turn over the pin because that's the direction that I am going to be sewing, because I want to have the fabric out of the machine. Okay. Oh, that's not in. Let's get it in nicely. Okay, that looks great. What do you think? I love it. Let's go ahead and put the handle on the other side very quick. And this bag is almost done. I am so excited. So let's go ahead and do the same to this side. Again, the fabric is going to be on the outside of my machine, so I want the pins looking up. And I'm going to measure my 4 inches this time. So I have 4. It should be right there. So I'm going to bring it over. Let's move my pin over. and I want to squeeze it through there, get it to the end of the fabric, and once I get there, let's go ahead and just turn it and pin it. Okay, make sure it's aligned and it's not all crooked. Okay, that looks great. Hold it tight, lift, and place your pin in place. Okay, that looks great. And I'm going to put one on top as well to secure, because we're going to top stitch that corner also all the way through, but just to prepare it. Let's do the other side. Again, I'm going to make sure my strap kind of sits on the same form, so following the line, measure your 4 inches from the corner, and I sit right after, right there. So let's go ahead and, oh, nobody has to move. So I'm gonna go ahead and just squeeze this through all the way to the end. Place it nicely, good job, it's to the end. Bring it over, and let's go ahead and secure that with an additional pin that we didn't have there. Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna secure the top as well, because we're gonna do that top stitch. Okay, that looks beautiful. I am loving it. Let's go ahead and take it to the machine and sew it. And this is almost done. Haha, so nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna start by doing 1 stitch across, making it really easy. Make sure that border is pressed down, and let me get my pin cushion to the right side to make it easier on me to take those pins out. Okay, I have a straight stitch on my machine, and I have a Gutterman thread that is a beautiful pink. Ow, ow, I just poked myself. I back stitch to start. Okay, and here I'm gonna take this out and make sure it's level. Great. For those that are new to sewing, I don't like to kind of go over my pins, because I think it just doesn't do well to my machine. So I like to take care of her really good. So I try to see where the pin is coming and then try to take it out. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see how it looks. Oh, it looks so pretty. Let's go ahead and do the upper top stitch. So here I'm doing a 1/4 inch because I'm not having to hold anything. I just want to make it pretty. So 1/4 inch. I'm gonna back stitch just to get it started. Okay. Oh, that looks so pretty. Look at that. So that came out pretty. Let's do the other side very quick. And okay, so this is not folded in. I'm just gonna fix it. So let me take this pin out and fix that. Okay. I'm coming to the label, so before I go over the label, I want to make sure that label is straight. I don't have to go over it twice, just once, and then switch. And the pin is coming, I take it out. Back stitch. And let's do the upper stitch. That look really pretty. Let's do the upper stitch. And again at 1/4 inch. Okay. Well, my pins are coming down. Okay, that was great. So it looks super nice in both sides, on both sides. So I'm gonna fold it in half, and before I carry on, I'm gonna go ahead and put the two main borders together. Make sure and matching that upper side, and making sure the straps match, and they do, because we did 4 inches exactly, so it's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it here at 1/4 inch. But what's gonna happen is that we are gonna change the stitching, okay? And I'm gonna show you what stitching we're gonna put. Let me see if I can get you any closer. So I think I can move the machine and show you. I don't know if I can. Let's see. Okay, there you go. You can see better? Yeah, I think so. So I am gonna change it. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna do a zigzag, and I'm gonna go ahead and change it. It's telling me that I need to change my plate to an N plate. I think I have a J in place. So I'm gonna go ahead. So I'm gonna do a zigzag at a 1/10, okay? And so I'm gonna come in here, and yes, I have a J on. So I'm gonna lift the foot plate, change that foot plate very quickly, and put an N. That was very quick. Okay, and now I am ready. So I'm gonna do something that is like a cross. It's gonna be an X on this side at 1/4 inch. There you go. So I'm gonna be sewing all the way across on the edge. Okay, it's gonna feel like a cover stitch, if you know what that is. So the cover stitch is like what we do on the jeans. Okay, so I'm gonna do like a cover. So I'm gonna do a zigzag all the way across. Okay, and for this stitch, I am going to increase the speed of my machine to make it a little faster. You know, sometimes I use the serger, so you can actually run it through the serger, and you can see we created like a zigzag pattern. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, very, very quick. And everything matches really nicely. If I have to cut excess, I will. Okay, that looks great. So, um, I can cut the excess on it, but before I keep going, I'm going to go ahead. You can go ahead and fold it. So let me go ahead and clean the excess that I have around there. Get a little scissor. Oops. Okay. So you do have two choices. You can go ahead and we can go ahead and fold it like that and just do one stitch long across on both sides, okay? Or we can just do a straight stitch next to it, okay? But I think at this time I'm gonna fold it. So I'm gonna take it to my to my machine and press it really good and just cut all those flyaways, okay? So we're gonna press it flat. We're gonna press it, pushing it in like that, okay? And we're gonna press that seam down, okay? Go ahead and press it and come back. After having pressed the seam over, I'm gonna go ahead and change it back to my J, which is my straight stitch foot plate. There we go. And I'm gonna change it to a straight stitch. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and flatten it, put it under the foot plate, and we are gonna stitch that seam down, okay? Nice. I would like to know, what was that noise? Nothing fell. Okay, I just want to look at it very quick. So although it has a little bit of a rough look, not too rough, it actually looks really nicely because it's flat. Okay, so we're going to do the same and it closes the stitch really good. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here. Flatten this seam. Okay, let's go ahead and take it to the table and clean up any flyaway that stay out, but this is done. We can look at it, okay? Okay, so this is the bag. It's actually finished, which is great. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut all those little flyaways. Okay. If I did this with a canvas fabric, the opportunities for printing on it, it's awesome. See how nice the back looks? It actually looks finished. It looks nice. Just because of the way the fabric is. This comes out like that, but I'm just cleaning it very nicely. But it is a stitch. It has a double, it was a stitch twice. So it's actually really nice. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so the bag is finished. Let me just Okay, I'm just gonna give the bag a final press, and I'm gonna turn it around. Okay, so the tag, I'm not gonna press that tag. Don't press that tag because it's made with a fabric that it will melt with. Okay, so there we go. So all those flyaways, the bag looks beautiful. I know it doesn't have a inside, but that is the trend. The young girls right now, this is what they want. You take it to the market, you put a bunch out, they are gonna go. Put different prints, put a one particular print. This is a favorite right now. This is super simple, great fabric to sell. Okay, so there we go. We got it, and I absolutely love it. I'm gonna iron it. So I made it with the print color, of course. It's a soft fabric, but you can make it, like I said, with a clear, with maybe like a khaki color, something like that, that where you can put a sublimation on it, and that would be really cute. And then you can decide to put whatever your heart desires. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on my mannequin so you can see it, but I absolutely love it. Okay, so this is the bag, and you can see it on my mannequin, and look how gorgeous it looks. Okay, let me get a position better so you can see it. So you can see it right there. See how nice it looks. Okay, it has a beautiful look. It's simple yet elegant, and the color is so pretty. It is just such a simple bag, but it just really brings a style to another level. So I'm really excited. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new videos that I made. I will be making a matching little tote, not tote, little zipper pouch, so you can be able to make it and have it inside and take it with your pouch so you can put your little cash when you go to the market. Okay, so have fun and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for joining today. Bye.